Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I cut my fringe, or bangs if you like, as mine have got quite long and I do like to have a shorter fringe, so it's a perfect opportunity to show you how to cut them at home yourself. So all you're going to need is a comb and some decent cutting scissors, so steer away from the kitchen scissors because they're just going to cause more damage than good most probably. So I picked these up from Boots for about £10. So just go to your nearest Superdrug or Boots, or have a look online just for some hairdressing scissors. They don't have to be expensive, but they can do the trick perfectly. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually straighten my fringe. So I'm just going to tuck my hair behind my ears and bring all of my fringe forward. Make sure that it's all out here. And then I'm not going to style it how I normally would with the straighteners. I'm just going to straighten it kind of flat down so that I can see exactly where I need to be cutting. And I'm just doing this in like 3 different sections because it's best to actually cut it when it's dry, because that's how it is going to be looking most of the time. Whereas if you do cut it when it's wet, chances are it's going to be longer than it is when it's dry, and then you're going to end up with a much shorter fringe than you'd hoped for. Okay, and then what you need to do is get a bin or a towel and place this just where the hair is going to fall. So I've got mine right between the legs on my chair, and then I'm taking the scissors. And what I'm going to do first is just grab my 2 fingers like this. I'm going to start in the middle. So I'm just going to section it off like so. And I'm going to take this bit here and not pulling down too hard. Let me just zoom in on that. Not pulling down too hard. I'm just going to see kind of where I'd like it. And then wherever you think you'd like it, so maybe there, just cut there for the moment, and just do this in small motions like so. So don't do one big snip, because you can always come back to it and cut it shorter if it's not short enough. Okay, so as you can see, that bit's already much shorter. Okay, and then maybe move it about a bit like this. And for me, I do want it quite short, so I'm going to go back in again, probably cut about the same amount off. And if you can see that one bit is looking longer than the others, then just give those bits a slight trim, but don't go too mad. Now for the side bits. If you want to have a fringe where it's rounded, then I suggest cutting like so. So grab your little thing, but don't go straight, go sideways so that you're cutting and it's going to arch. However, I'm going for a straight fringe, so I'm going to level it out to to where the other bit of my fringe is, and then I'm going to give that a snip as well. Apologies, my camera just ran out of storage, so I had to delete a few things, so I've kind of got a very long bit hanging out. No, I'm just going to take that, give that a snip. And then of course, this side too. Okay, so the next part is going to be kind of like evening out the fringe. So what you want to do is not necessarily grab bits with your fingers, but just comb your fringe downwards. And then use the scissors to just really lightly snip bits like this. So Now this bit's getting quite a bit longer, so I'm just gonna cut it like this. Now as you can see, this side is about the same length as the middle, however this side's a bit longer. It's mainly because the hair is deciding to try and go back that way, so I'm just going to take the last section here and just cut a little bit more off and pull it down straight, otherwise it's going to keep pinging back up. And make sure you do keep brushing it and checking it, because you might find that you do have little stray bits like this that suddenly come out. There's always seems to be one bit that just doesn't want to go how you want it to go. Okay, so once you've cut your fringe and it's about where you want it to be, then I would recommend going to wash your hair. My whole hair doesn't actually need a wash, so if yours doesn't either, what I normally do is simply tie the rest of my hair back and then go to the sink and just wash your fringe. Don't put too much water in it, don't put too much shampoo on it. Just put a little bit on because it's going to be nice and refreshed, and then you can come back to anything else you need to cut. So I'm going to go and wash my fringe now. Okay, so once my fringe is washed, I'm just going to pop some heat spray in. So I'm using GHD's Heat Protect Spray. And I'm not going to put too much in, just a few sprays. And then I'm going to take my blow dryer and comb, and the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to blow dry this way first, and then I'm going to blow dry this way, and then straight down, and this is to prevent cowlicks happening and to get it as straight as possible. So this is how I'm going to do it. And then once I'm certain that all my fringe is dry, I'm going to go back in with the straighteners. And you might find that you have like a few stray hairs like that, but they are definitely not part of the fringe, so they can go back. So the way that I'm going to straighten it is just the way that I would normally straighten it anyway. So again, in 3 sections. Okay, so once you've straightened it, go back to the scissors and the bin and get any of those bits that are sticking out quite a bit. And then if it's not looking as straight and as even as you want it to, then you can just go back over and snip any of those little bits again. Okay, so I've got my fringe to wear on it and as short as I want it. So if I put the rest of my hair down. And it does help putting your hair down too, because you might find little bits like this that come forward that also need to be cut off. Okay, so this is my fringe finished after my little trim. So I hope you found that helpful. If you've been looking to want to cut your fringe at home, because it does save you a lot of time and a bit of money rather than going all the way to the salon to get it done. And obviously you can just trim it when you want, and however you want, you can play around with it, go shorter, let it grow out. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. This is what I was aiming for, and the more you practice, the easier it gets and the better you become. So if you have any other videos you'd like to see on any hair tips or hairstyles or makeup, then please drop me a comment and I'll definitely do them for you. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.